It is always a pleasure to speak to this man. He is a fan favorite. He's a favorite of this show, and now he's an award winner, Dave. He's a Gold Glove Award winner, deservedly so, and he's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh is with us. How are you, man?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Doing great, man. How does that sound? Gold Glove Award winner. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, it has a nice ring to it for sure. So, just super excited, really happy for, me and my family, friends, and kind of, enjoy this. And there's an award dinner in New York this week, so I'm going to go do that and, enjoy some downtime and kind of just take it in.
Nice. Tell us, Cal, about how did you get a phone call or how that went? And then who was the first person that you called to tell them?
Yeah, once I found out the news, I called my mom and dad, obviously first people I told, and they were super excited and super happy for me. So that was it was cool, to share it with them, and it means a lot, just as much as to them as it does to me, and to share that with them was very special. So it's been a fun couple 24 hours, I say.
You're a guy, we've talked to you a number of times, and you're somebody who takes great pride in your defense and what you do behind the plate. In fact, I think we talked to you about the automated strike zone, and you were not in favor of that because it takes away the craft of framing pitches and everything. So I would imagine this is an even more satisfying award. But is it anything you even consider when you're working on your defense, you're working on your pitch framing, you're working on all those things in spring training and throughout the season? Is this award anything that enters your mind, or does it only come up when people like us bring it up to you?
No, yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say, every year, obviously you want to be in that category of, being a finalist and having a chance to win it. And, as far as, when it comes to individual accolades, it's definitely one of the highest things you can get. And, obviously was a finalist 2 years ago. Last year I was not, so kind of took that and ran with it. And, took it as an opportunity to try to get better and try to work on some things. And that was, the number one goal, obviously, is just to get better to help the team. But obviously, having those kind of nice little things on the side are cool things to have for sure.
Hey, Cal, what's the most rewarding thing that you do? As far as, obviously getting hits and things like that, but as far as like framing pitches, we're talking about you throwing out base runners. What's the most rewarding that you're like, that's really hard, but I do it well?
I think, I think the most rewarding probably keep them, from getting the extra 90 feet. And, when you block a ball and there's a guy on third base, and, that's kind of a big moment there because, you're kind of, sacrificing the body and putting it out there to try to prevent a run. And that's kind of the, more of an immediate impact you see just because, balls in the dirt, pitchers can trust you, and, you want to have pitchers that trust you and, that can go out there and not second guess, if I spike this ball, is this guy going to block it? Like, I feel like those are definitely, big moments in games where, you want to have that pitcher's trust and you want them to be able to relax and not have to think about, things like that.
So, basically, it's rewarding when you get the crap beat out of you, like as far as taking one in the thigh or the inner thigh or whatever, smashing a finger.
Yeah, maybe not smashing a finger, getting those thigh balls. Those aren't very fun. The foul tips are the worst part for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the stories that came out, and I know Shannon Dreyer talked to you about this, and we heard Goldie and Gary talk to you about it as well, is you weren't using your own mitt for a majority of the season. You were using Sebi Savala's mitt at one point, and I guess you kept it for the rest of the season. But what led to the change? Why would you reach for somebody else's mitt as opposed to the one you had?
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the mitt that I had. It was good. But it was a 33-inch mitt, and Sebi's was a 34. And at the time when I made the switch, my hand was getting pretty beat up, and I was, pretty swollen, and I had, I was just killing, as a catcher, you kind of keep getting hit in that same spot repeatedly over and over. So a few of the guys suggested maybe switching to a bigger glove. And, once I did that, I also switched my hand positioning inside the glove and just shifted everything to the left a little more. And that way I could free up some space. And, when I'm catching it in the pocket, I'm not, getting hit in the finger. So the finger was kind of moved to the side of the pocket and not directly on it. So it's not getting hit nearly as much.
Now, did you have to coerce Sebi into letting you keep that mitt? I mean, I assume that's his gamer, and those are precious items to you guys. So was there some wheeling and dealing that had to go on there, or you said if I win the Gold Glove, then I'm gonna buy you a bunch of gloves, or how did that go?
Yeah, I mean, I told him, obviously he was very gracious enough to let me use it. And, once my hands started feeling better, I told him, I was like, hey man, I need to keep using this glove. I'm sorry. I hate to do it to you, but I need to keep using this thing. So it just, it was working, and he was all good about it. He was just, he's a great guy. So for him to do that was very, very nice of him, and, got to give him something nice for it. So
yeah, yeah. Tell us, your attachment with your glove. I was reading an article about, I think it was a guy down in Phoenix that was like the glove doctor or something like that. Are you going and getting like custom made things, or are you just getting stuff off the shelf and then adjusting, or apparently, taking your teammate's glove? I mean, how do you go into a season, with as far as that goes? Because that's a pretty big, important part, right?
Yeah. So I'm with Rawlings, and they, they do a great job. Their leather is really good, and, they're great with, customizing things and putting extra padding, kind of anything you want. So you talk to those guys, and you do it before, you got to do it actually at the end of the season prior, so that you get those gloves, in December, January. That way you have enough time to break them in, because if you're getting them, middle of spring training, beginning of the season, you're not going to have enough time to break them in. So, you get them a little early, and, you work them in with your drills and try to break them in, and, you condition them with, the leather conditioner, and, just catch pins and use as much as you can until it can be game ready.
Hey, you're also in line for that Silver Slugger Award. You had such a big year, 34 home runs, 100 runs driven in. I guess maybe that wouldn't be as satisfying as this award, because this really speaks to being a catcher, where this is an offensive award. But still, having your name mentioned in that and being up for that award, what would that mean to you to win that one?
Yeah, that would be very special as well. It's it's kind of cool because you get to do the compare yourselves to others and position-wise, and I'm looking forward to it. I think they announced it today, and obviously it's always an honor just to be a candidate. So hopefully I can take that one home, and that'd be also very, very cool to have on the mantle as well, right next to the Gold Glove.
Hey, Cal, I think we were comparing thumb surgery scars the last time I saw you, and did you have any kind of like surgery or anything? Where are you as far as your health and rehabbing, and are you pretty much rested up by now, or is it going to take a while?
Yeah, I'm all good. There was a little issue with the finger, but everything was good. No surgeries needed at all this off season, which is always a plus.
That's good.
For the last month or so, kind of just been, take some downtime, clearing the mind, letting the body rest up a little bit before I get back into working out, and kind of into that next phase of the off season. So it's been good. Been, just relaxing, trying to clear the head and get ready for next year.
Are you somebody that once the season's done, you're done with baseball, or did you watch the playoffs, watch the World Series?
Yeah, I mean, you watch the playoffs. So, I mean, it's hard not to, just because you're so invested all year, and to turn it off just like that, not even want to pay attention, is kind of silly, just because you're playing against those guys, and it's what you do. It's what you live for. Baseball is pretty much my life. So, you watch the playoffs and all the stuff that goes with it, and unfortunately, you want to be there, but at the same time, you're watching and kind of going along and following the whole thing as well.
Hey, Cal, how many of your teammates do you keep in touch with, and are you just kind of keeping an eye on off-season moves and things like that, or do you just kind of leave that part of it alone?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I still talk to the guys. We still stay in touch, and try to stay in touch throughout the whole off season. But as far as the other stuff goes, nothing really happens that first month after the regular season ends. Obviously playoffs are going on, but no roster moves can be made or anything like that. So you're kind of just taking some time away from that part of the game, and then obviously with the GM meetings coming up and all that, it's going to be a thing, and winter meetings are on the corner as well. So things are going to happen like they always do, and it's just part of the game, and we'll keep our eye out and hopefully seeing some good things here in the future.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I was hoping that ownership for a lot of teams, specifically the Mariners, would be inspired by what they saw in the World Series. Two of the top three spending teams in all of baseball walking away with the trophy. One of them was going to get it, and it was the Dodgers. So I don't know if that changes anybody in the front office's mindset, but that was my hope. You talked about the offseason. Does Logan come over with his ukulele and then you guys just hang out, or does that not happen anymore?
No, I think got smashed a long time ago.
Over his head.
When we talked to you at spring training, you said he would just play the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, that thing didn't last very long, and thank goodness it didn't. So
Yeah, that's good. Oh, you're down in the Valley of the Sun, right? You got a place down there, is that right?
Yep, in Arizona right now. Kind of going back and forth between here and back to see my family on the East Coast for the holidays. So there's some good golf in Arizona right now, so enjoying some of that at the moment.
Well, Cal, it's very satisfying for the fan base. Obviously, you're an incredibly popular player out here, and everybody is rooting for you to get this sort of attention and these sort of accolades. So congrats on a well-deserved Gold Glove award. Hopefully you get the Silver Slugger as well to add to the collection, and it's just the beginning of that collection, I've got a feeling. So congrats on all of that, man. We really appreciate you taking time with us, as you always do, and enjoy the offseason, and we look forward to talking to you in spring training.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Congratulations.